A couple of stories here that the House committee has now advanced the statehood for D.C., and I love this. I guess we don't have to wait for that. We don't need to wait for any kind of a study to be done. The House Democrats are going to unveil legislation today to expand the number of justices on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, they're going to go for 13, which would be fantastic. They're just going to add 4. Shockingly, I'm sure they'll just do it in a bipartisan manner to maintain the balance of the court. It's just that they think 13 is the appropriate number. It's nothing to do with one in control.
No, not at all. You know, we started as a nation with 6 Supreme Court members, and then it was expanded, I think, to 7. And Jefferson came in and he restored it to 6. Why don't we just restore it back to 6?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they'd love that. Why don't we just, I mean, I know. Yeah. And we'll just take the ones who have been there the longest, or, you know, are, you know, like,
or the
black.
least. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get rid of the middle ones.
Sure. Okay.
Would you support a constitutional amendment that keeps it at 9?
Yes.
I think I would too. I think this is a ridiculous option that you can just, expand it and contract it based on who's control the government at the time. Like, that's a silly.
It hasn't been done since Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
And Abraham Lincoln was trying, because of Dred Scott, he was trying to change the makeup of the court. And so he added 1. But that was the only time that we've really ever, that's the last time that we did it. And that's what brought us to 9, I think. Or he may have brought it to 10, and then it was reversed right after.
Well, I think it should clearly be an odd number. I think that is the only thing.
I agree.
I mean, it could be 5 or 9 or 13 in theory, but like we've had 9 for a long time. It really shouldn't be this battle where it's possible to just switch out the number of them. I mean, that just seems completely ridiculous to me.
Here's what I would be for. A constitutional amendment, making it 13 or 9 or 7 or 40, but a constitutional amendment. Not this, hey, we just won the House and the Senate and the White House, and so we're going to do this. No, you want to that's progressives. You want to change the way we do things. You either pass the law, or if it affects the Constitution, you change the Constitution. You want to get rid of guns? Okay, all right. Amend the Constitution.
Yeah, you have to do that. That's why it's important. The process is important. We saw this with what happened in Canada. Canada had, they're putting fences around churches who are having services.
Right.
And here we're having a bunch of these. There's been 5 of them so far that have been overturned, where, for example, the most recent one in California, home Bible study could not be banned because Gavin Newsom felt like it, right? So we actually have these protections. It's one of the reasons why our country has been so strong for so long. And, it actually works here. I mean, it does. Not always. And it's not perfect.
It is. But the constitutional amendment, I think this is the genius of our Constitution. The constitutional amendments are made because, as Jefferson said, it's not right that we impose our will after our death on a whole nation. This is what we think is right. However, if you want to change it, then all you have to do is amend the Constitution. And so it was meant to slow things down. The whole Constitution is meant to slow lawmakers down. It's meant to slow things down and to make sure that one party or one branch couldn't start dominating everything. It's the last check and balance. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Now, if everybody wants to change that, or I think it's 70%, 70% of states have to be in for a constitutional amendment. If you want to change that, then do it, but do it the right way. Right now, this is the only way we can stop things, is having it go to the people. And that's why they're changing everything. That's why they're changing. They introduced statehood for Washington, D.C. yesterday. Everything that they said, that we said they would do, and they said they would not do, They're doing it. This is not a moderate administration by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, no. I mean, this is the most radical administration we've had in American history. It certainly could wind up being that way.
Woodrow Wilson is up there, but it's one of them.
Yeah, and I would certainly argue Lyndon Johnson in some ways should be there. But I guess the larger point, though, is, because Woodrow Wilson really changed the direction of the country in a lot of ways. Biden's just continuing the direction of the country where we've been going over the past few decades. But
he's just putting the final nails in it.
Yeah, I mean, he's accelerating it at an incredible pace.
If you get D.C. statehood, you then have 2 more senators and representatives in Congress and the Senate, and those guys will never be conservatives, never. So you ensure that the Democrats hold the Senate almost indefinitely. If you change the makeup of the Supreme Court, you make the Supreme Court a political weapon. And that has always been the problem with the Supreme Court. Once you politicize the Supreme Court, it becomes a 9, or in their case, 13 people that decide how you're going to live your life. Well, wait a minute. They shouldn't have that power. Their power is to say to both of the other branches, you can't do that because the Constitution, they're the ref. They're not another branch that makes policy. They are supposed to be the ref. Hey, you two, flag on the field. You want to do that? Do it the right way. But that's not what they're being made into.